Oh, Om Sahanao Avatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Our first topic of today is the four factors of the subtle body. As you can see, they are material, components, function, and nature. Today I shall explain to you a very subtle and deep truth. The four factors of the subtle body. This understanding will help you know yourself beyond the physical form that you see in the mirror. The body that walks, talks, eats, and sleeps is only your gross body. But there is another body within you, which is very fine, invisible to the physical eye, yet more powerful. This is called the subtle body or Suksham Sharir in Sanskrit. Let us now explore the four main components of this subtle body. Number one, Manas, the mind. It is emotional and sensory manager. The first part of the subtle body is called Manas or the mind. This is not the higher thinking mind. This is the part of your mind that feels, imagines, doubts, and reacts to the world around you. It is the emotional and sensory manager. When, Whenever you see something beautiful, feel fear, feel happy, or feel confused, it is your manas in action. It receives input from your senses, which are eyes, ears, nose, skin, and tongue, and then processes those impressions. Manas is like the receptionist in an office. It takes in all the information but does not decide what is ultimately right or wrong. It simply collects and sends data. If this manas is not trained, it becomes restless and overactive, jumping from one thought to another, like a monkey swinging from branch to branch. Therefore, discipline your manas with calmness, prayer, and meditation. Number two, let us speak of buddhi, which means the intellect. This is the decision maker. It is the power of discrimination, the one that decides what is right and what is wrong, what should be done and what should be avoided. When your manas gets excited, and shows you many desires. It is the buddhi that must analyze and say, is this good for me? Is this aligned with my values and dharma? For example, if your mind says, I want to eat that entire cake, now your buddhi should reflect and respond, eating the whole cake is not good for my health. This buddhi is your inner guide, your wise counselor. But if your intellect is weak or clouded by selfishness and ignorance, it will make poor choices. Therefore, sharpen your buddhi through study of scriptures, reflection, and satsang, which is good company. Number three, ahankar. Next comes ahankar, the ego. This is your sense of I and mine. This part of the subtle body gives you a personal identity. It says, I am this person. I am the doer. This is my body, my family, my success. But listen carefully, the ego is both useful and dangerous. A healthy ego gives you a sense of individuality, which is necessary in the world. But an unhealthy ego becomes proud, jealous, selfish, and separates you from others and from the divine. The sentence, a healthy ego gives you a sense of individuality, which is necessary in the world. It means that having a healthy ego helps you understand who you are as a person, your unique identity. This sense of individuality is important because it allows you to function confidently and responsibly in the world, make decisions, and interact with others without losing your sense of self. It is not about arrogance, but about self awareness and balance. It is the ahankar that says, I did this, I want this, I am better than others. When this ego becomes too strong, it forgets God, it forgets humility, and it causes suffering. Therefore, always be alert. Let your ego bow down to the higher self. Practice humility. Surrender your actions and results to God. Number four, lastly, there is chit, the memory or impression bank. This is where all our experiences, thoughts, and actions are stored. Like a deep ocean with countless waves, everything you have seen, heard, done, or felt, even in the past lives, is stored here. When you suddenly remember a song, a face, or a feeling, it rises up from the chit. Even your subconscious reactions, your likes and dislikes, your dreams, all are stored here. This chit influences your behavior more than you know. The impressions stored here are called sanskars. These sanskars shape your personality, your habits, and your destiny. If your chit is filled with pure impressions, your life becomes peaceful and wise. But if it is filled with negative impressions, then confusion and suffering arise. Therefore, cleanse your chit mantra jap, good deeds, devotion, and selfless service. Our second topic is the four factors of the causal body. Again, they are material, components, function, and the nature. Now, I shall explain to you something very deep and subtle, which is the causal body and its four important aspects. These are not just theories, but truths that help you understand why you are the way you are and how you can free yourself from suffering and ignorance. Now you see, within this body that you can touch and see, which is your physical body, and behind the thoughts that arise and fall in your mind, there is a deeper layer. That subtle layer is called the causal body or Karan Sharir in Sanskrit. The causal body is the seed form of your personality, your life, your habits, and your destiny. Just as a large tree lies hidden in a tiny seed, all your life's tendencies lie hidden in this causal body. Let me now explain the four main factors that make up this causal body, one by one, so you may understand and reflect deeply. Number one, what is avidya? It is not the ignorance of school knowledge or books. Avidya is the ignorance of your true self. It is the root ignorance that makes you forget that you are the eternal divine soul, pure, peaceful, and complete. Because of avidya, you think, I am this body, I am this mind, I am this name, this form, this story. But in truth, you are not any of these. You are the witness, the spirit, the self, Atman. Avidya hides this truth like clouds hide the sun. As long as avidya exists, you remain in sansar, this endless cycle of birth and death. Number two, now listen carefully. Avidya, which we discussed, leads to vasanas. These are your subtle tendencies and desires. They are stored deeply in your causal body like seeds buried in the soil. From where do these vasanas come? They come from your past actions, what you have done, what you have thought, or what you have desired in this life and many previous lives. Each action creates an impression in your mind. These impressions do not disappear when the body dies. They remain in the causal body, waiting for the right time to sprout. For example, a strong liking for music or an unexplained fear of water, a natural talent in art, or a deep restlessness. All of these come from vasanas. They shape your nature, choices, relationships, and even your next birth. Number three, karmashayas, which are latent karmic seeds. The karmashayas are like a bank of karmas. The karmashayas are like a bank of karmas. They are accumulated karmic results. The fruits of your past actions is stored in seed form. Some karmas have already given their results in this life. Some are giving fruits now, but many more are still waiting in the background. These waiting karmas are called karmashayas. They are stored in the causal body and ripen at the right time. Because of karmashayas, you are born in a particular family or country. You face certain joys or suffer certain hardships. You attract certain people or situations. They are not punishments or rewards. They are simply the results of past causes, waiting for their turn to appear. Number four, abhas, which means false appearance or reflected consciousness. Now, let me explain in more simple way. Your true self called Atman. It is pure, without ego and beyond all activities. But when this self reflects in the mind, it takes on a false identity. This reflection is called ego or I sense. It says to you, I am the doer, I am the thinker, I am the enjoyer or sufferer. This false I is not the real self. It is like the reflection of the moon in water, moving and unclear. The real moon in the sky is still pure and untouched. This abhas, this false ego, makes you feel separate from God, from others, and from your own true self. It is this illusion that creates fear, pride, jealousy, desire, and sorrow. Therefore, the causal body is not a place or an object. It is a subtle collection of avidya, which is ignorance of the self. Number two, vasanas, which are deep desires and tendencies. Number three, karmashayas, which are stored karmas. And number four, abhasas, the false sense of ego. It is this causal body that carries your journey from one birth to another. Until this is purified and dissolved through knowledge, meditation, devotion, and right action, the soul remains bound in the cycle of life and death. But do not be afraid. There is a way out. The same scriptures that reveal these truths also give the solution. And what is that solution? Through self knowledge, Atmagyan, and then avidya is destroyed. Through dispassion and devotion, then vasanas are weakened. Through selfless action, karma yoga, then what happens? Karma shares are exhausted. Through meditation and surrender, abhas fades and the real self shines. Therefore, I urge you to walk the path sincerely. With every step taken in awareness, the causal body becomes lighter and more transparent until at last the light of truth alone remains. So, what is the essence of this topic? You are not your body, not your mind, not even your past. You are that pure consciousness which is beyond all causes. To realize this is to become free. This is the goal of life and the end of all suffering. Contemplate this deeply. Ask your questions with sincerity and above all, practice. Now, the next topic is the three concepts of ego in Vedanta, which are Jeev, Ahankar, and Abhiman. Today, I will explain to you a very important teaching from Vedanta that will help you understand the source of suffering and bondage in our lives. This teaching revolves around what we call ego, and in Vedanta, we understand it in three distinct but interconnected ways. Number one, Jeev. Number two, Ahankar. And number three, Abhiman. Let me take you step by step, slowly and clearly, so you can truly grasp this wisdom and apply it in your daily spiritual journey. Number one, the word jeev refers to any living being who experiences life through three bodies. And what are those? The gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body, which we already discussed. It is the embodied soul, the individual personality that thinks, feels, acts, and experiences the world. Let me make it more simple for you. The gross body, which we call Sthul Sharir, is this physical body made of flesh and bones. You see it in the mirror. The subtle body, which we call Sukshma Sharir, it is your mind, intellect, memory, and ego. All the inner instruments that cannot be seen but are felt. The causal body, which we call Karan Sharir, is the deepest layer where all your past karma, tendencies, and impressions are stored. It is the root of your sense of individuality. The Jeev is not just the body or mind, but the pure consciousness reflected through all these three layers. Just like sunlight passing through colored glass appears colored, the infinite self, which is Atman, seems to take on the shape of an individual when it shines through these bodies. But remember, you are not truly the Jeev. You are that pure, eternal self beyond birth and death. The Jeev is only your temporary identity in this world of appearances. Number two, Ahankar. This is the I sense, the feeling of I am this body, this mind, this personality. Ahankar is the part of the subtle body that says, I am tall, I am a teacher, I am happy, I am suffering. All of these statements are colored by the sense of I attached to the body, emotions, and roles. Ahankar is not bad by itself. It is just a tool for functioning in the world. If you did not have it, you wouldn't be able to say, I want to meditate or I want to learn Vedant. But the problem arises when you start believing this Ahankar to be your true identity. You start to think, I am only this body or I am only this role, and you forget your true nature as the pure self, Atman, the eternal, unchanging witness of all experiences. Therefore, remember, Ahankar is just a mask you wear to live in this world. You need to use it wisely. but do not become lost in it. Number three, Abhiman. It is the sense of mineness, of ownership, of taking pride or attachment to things connected to the ego. It expresses as this is my body, this is my house, these are my children, this is my achievement. Abhiman is the deep rooted feeling of possession and pride. When the Ahankar says, I am, the Abhiman immediately says, this is mine. This attachment leads to endless sorrow. Why? Because everything you claim as mine is temporary and perishable. One day, your body will grow old, your house may be taken away, even relationships change. When you base your happiness on these changing things, suffering becomes inevitable. But when you drop Abhiman and surrender everything to the divine, you become free, peaceful, and full of joy. The next topic is the three factors of the waking state: conditions of the mind, nature of experience, medium of experience. Let us now reflect upon the nature of the waking state, the condition in which you and I are engaged in this conversation right now. This is the state in which you perform your daily activities like eating, working, talking, and thinking. But to understand it deeply, we must look at the three main components that make this waking experience possible. And what are they? Number one, the experiencer, pramata, the experienced world, which is prameya, the instruments of experience, pramana. Now, let me guide you through each of these with care and clarity. Number one, the experiencer is the one who is aware. It is you, the being who feels, thinks, and knows. In the waking state, you are aware of the world around you, your body, your surroundings, your thoughts, your feelings. But pause and ask yourself, who is it that is aware of all these things? It is the I, the ego bound self. It is the I, the ego bound self, functioning with the help of the physical body and the subtle mind. In the waking state, this I believes I am the body. I am this name. I am this role in society. This sense of being the doer and enjoyer, aham karta, aham bhokta, is what dominates the waking experience. However, this is not your true self. It is a reflection like the moon shining in the night sky. The real light comes from the sun of pure consciousness, which lies hidden within you. Number two, now look around you. Everything that you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. This is the experienced world. It includes the physical universe, people, places, objects, your own body, hands, legs, senses, even your thoughts and emotions, which you observe within your mind. This is the object of your experience. In the waking state, we take this world to be real and solid. We react to it. We chase after pleasure. We run away from pain. We struggle. We rejoice. We grieve. But listen carefully. All these are impermanent. They come and go like waves on the ocean. You may think this is mine or this is me, but soon time takes it all away. The world is a changing play, and we are the actors for a short while. Number three, the third factor is the instruments through which the experiencer perceives the world. Just as a painter needs a brush and colors to create a painting, the experiencer uses tools to interact with the world. And these tools are the five sense organs: eyes, ears, skin, tongue, and nose. The mind, which interprets the information. The intellect, which judges and decides. Through these instruments, the experiencer receives knowledge. For example, when you see a flower, your eyes capture the image, your mind recognizes it, and your intellect names it as rose. However, know this: the senses and the mind are limited. They do not reveal the whole truth. They only show the surface. To see what is eternal and unchanging, one must look within, beyond the senses, beyond the mind. Therefore, in the waking state, these three factors work together like a well coordinated team. The experiencer says, I see. The experienced is the object, the tree, the sky, the person. The instruments are the eyes and the mind which make the seeing possible. But this team operates only while you are awake. When you fall asleep, Where does this world go? Where does the I go? They all dissolve. This shows us that the waking state is not the ultimate reality. It is a passing state. Therefore, do not get trapped in the belief that the waking world is all there is. It is useful, no doubt on that. It is the field where you do your duties, learn, grow, and serve, but do not become its slave. Use the waking state as a ladder to climb higher, to rise into the awareness of the unchanging self, the pure consciousness that watches all three states. And what are these? Waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. That self is you, unchanging, eternal, free. That is your true nature, your true home. Now we conclude here. Om Purnamadaha Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.